Hey there internets, I'm Michael and today on Toucan Play That Game we've got a playthrough of Rise of the Kage by GCT Studios. Here is the game all set up. If you need to learn how to do this, do watch my how to play video. That'll teach you everything you need to know. Now for this game we're going to be using the advanced rules, which I do go through in the how to play video because I just prefer the game that way. And for this game I am going to be playing the guards. The boss I've got is Kenta, which means that my choice of guards are either Tasaki and Komono, Bushi, or Hanshi and Machibugo. So for the yellow here, I've gone for the Tasaki. Bushi was the only option for the orange, or amber. And then on the red here, I've got Machibugo. So I also have up here this little dog, because my amber ability here that triggers is to place the dog token out. Now as Kenta, I have a hand limit of 5 cards, and at the start of the guard turn, for each detected ninja model, I may make a move action with a guard model of my choice. And also I may promote a guard each turn by paying the new guard type's recruit value, which is shown on their cards. And as the guard player, I chose where to place all these search tokens and doors, and of course I've placed my guard models out. The tokens I didn't place are these infiltration tokens here. They were placed by the ninja player, which of course has to be Rogue, as she looks a bit like she's wearing a mask. And the ninjas she has Katsumi, whose ability is that if Katsumi eliminates a guard, he may allocate 1 dice used in the test back onto his playmat here. His equipment is a grappling hook, that means ninjas may exit from any exit location if this card remains in play. Next we have Yuto, and Yuto's ability is that he begins the game with an additional item, which is chosen at random, and what he's ended up with is armor, which increases his defense by 1, and a bow, giving him a ranged attack ability of 5. And you can see his dice are different, so Katsumi here has 3 force dice and only 1 stealth, whereas Yuto is much more balanced. And then the other one is Shizuki, who is much more stealth focused on her dice. Her ability is that she can discard a stealth dice to cancel a noise token she generates. And her item is a blowpipe, giving ranged attack ability of 3, and she can use stealth dice as force dice with attacks from the blowpipe. So very useful for her. So the ninjas go first, and the first ninja to activate is going to be Shizuki. So Rogue's going to have Shizuki move 1, and then attempt to pick the lock on this door here. And because it's a Shaijo door, it has a target value of 4. Now, because she has +2, she's fairly confident she can do this stealth test. So she's just going to roll the 1 dice, and she gets a 5. So she succeeds, the door is removed from the board. And then Rogue will have her continue moving, going 2, 3, 4, and then we'll do another stealth test to try and search. So she needs 4 or more on the dice. Oh, a 1, automatic failure. So because she has failed, she generates a noise token, but she's going to use her ability to discard an additional stealth die to cancel the noise, but she doesn't get the search token. And we draw an event card. So let's see, what is it? Running out of time. Move the token 1 place closer to the bell. So moves one space up. Shizuki only has a force dice left now, so she can't try and search again. She can, however, move. She's got 2 movement tokens left. So Rogue will use these to go 1, 2, ready to search on this one next time. So Katsumi's going to be next up and is immediately going to try and break down this door here. So we'll roll a force dice and automatically succeed. So the door is smashed, but a noise token is generated, which we place on their player mat. But luckily doesn't get detected because 1, 2 squares away from this guard, and this guard's area of influence is 1. Then using 1 move token, they move in, which means they've now moved into a guard's area of influence. So they need to do a stealth test to evade detection. So the target value is the guard's awareness, and in his unalerted state we use the top line, so 2 is the target value. And Katsumi's stealth modifier, while undetected, is -1. So Katsumi needs a 3 or more on the dice. And we get automatic failure. So gets a noise token, is detected, so we input this little token here, and because Katsumi's in this guard's area of influence, it becomes alert. So it's not going great for Katsumi, but Katsumi's now going to do what they're best at, which is attacking. Going to do a melee attack on this alerted guard. So we're going to roll 2 dice just to up the chances, which is good we did because one of them was a 1, which would have been an automatic failure. So we ignore that, and we have a 3 with a combat modifier of +1 while detected, giving us a result of 4 against our alerted guard's defense of 3. So the guard is wounded, which, as he's not a boss, means we remove him from the board. And now that Katsumi's not in anyone's area of influence, he'll spend 2 move tokens in order to fade into the shadows, becoming undetected once more. And we'll then use another move to move 1 space, to there. Next we have Yuto, who's going to go 1, 2, and is then going to use his bow to do a ranged attack. I can't target this guy because the friendly ninja is blocking line of sight, but he can target this guy, so he's going to do that. And he's going to roll a stealth dice in addition to his force dice in order to help ensure that he doesn't make any noise. So, and succeed for that matter, because he has no additional modifiers. So good job he did, because he got a 6 and a 1, but we ignore the 1. So he got a 6, which is an automatic success. So this guy's removed from the board. Then he's going to do another 1 move to there. And he's going to try and search here. And again, he's going to roll an additional dice to try and up his chances of success. So he got a 1 and a 3 with no modifiers. That means he has failed. So because he's failed, he generates a noise token, but he doesn't become detected because he's not in a guard's area of influence, because this guy's area of influence is 1 square. We do also, however, draw another event card. And we have Decoy, remove an unalerted guard from the board. Oh, so that's actually a good event. So, who do we want to remove? Well, I'm thinking the guard nearest to these guys is probably the biggest threat, so let's get rid of him. Works for Rogue, and he's still got movement left, but he's got no dice. I ain't going to stay there till we can try and get the searches done. So that's all 3 ninjas activated, so the next step is to check endgame conditions. So we haven't hit the bell, and we haven't completed the mission, so we move on to the guard turn. And the first thing we do is collect noise tokens. So we've got 1 from Yuto and 2 from Katsumi. Which, because we collected noise tokens from 2 ninjas, means we move 2 steps along the alert track towards the bell, even though it was 3 noise tokens that we gained. And because we gained any noise tokens, we move 1 up the turn track towards the bell. We then collect our action tokens. So we're in the yellow alert level, so we get 6 action tokens. Next is the discarding of cards. Now, we don't have any on the board. We do have 1 in hand, but I'm not going to discard that. We could buy more with action tokens and noise tokens, and I think that's a good idea. So we're going to buy 4 more cards into our hand to make our maximum hand size. So that costs us 4 action tokens. So as the guard, we had a move card. We've now picked up a surprise card. Place an Amber Alert guard anywhere and reserve. For this turn, any unused action tokens are not discarded. Another surprise. Place 2 Amber Alert guards anywhere. So at the moment that'd only get us yellow alert, so I'm not inclined to use it yet. And then we've got no escape. Move an already recruited guard to a square adjacent to any escape token. So none of those are appealing to particularly use at this stage. So we'll just keep hold of those and just get on with performing actions rather than playing cards. And what I want to do is move this guard out to kind of try and detect these guys over here. So how can I do that? Well, I can't use a noise token too because it says I can't use them to move the guard. And his movement is 2 squares each. So I'm going to need to move him at least twice. And luckily he can have 2 action tokens assigned. And I have exactly 2 action tokens. So I'll use those to move him. So he can go 1, 2, 3, and then he'll be in range to detect. But that's another action. So I'll use a noise token to give him that action, which also makes him temporarily alerted for doing his detect action. His alerted awareness is 3, so he rolls 3 dice, and the target value is 6 plus their stealth modifiers. So for Yuto, that's 0, so I need a 6. And for Katsumi, it is -1. So I only need a 5 to detect Katsumi. And because I'm currently alert, my area of influence is 2 squares, so I can reach him. So let's see, do I succeed? I got a 6, so I've detected them both. So we put detected tokens on there, which, if I was able to do any more actions with this guard here, would be really good because I can now attack, but I can't. That's all the actions I want to do, but I still have 2 noise tokens left, so I'm going to use these to recruit. And these Tasakis cost 1 each, so I'll recruit 2 Tasakis. And the closest I can place them is this barracks here, so I'll go with 1 there and 1 there. It's then the end of turn, so this guy loses his temporary token, But he has detected ninjas, so he actually has a permanent one now. Anyway, so he is alert because he has detected ninjas, even though he loses the noise token. And we go back to the ninjas, starting with refreshing their dice and movement tokens. So there we go. No wounds to worry about yet. And they just get all of their movement tokens ready. So who does Rogue want to do first? Well, she's a creature of habit, being a cat, so she's going to go for Shizuka first. And again, we're going to try and do a search. So she has +2 to stealth. She's only going to roll the 1 die. She needs a 3 or more. Boom, a 6. Our first successful search. So she gets the token, we flip it over. It's not a trap, so that's good. And that means that we have 1 token now in our mission pool. And for successfully searching, she draws a ninja card and gets a bonus, adrenaline. Use this card as an additional force dice. So very useful when she doesn't have many. And she does have a card slot available for it, so she'll place it on there. Now, she can then move, and she's going to go 1, 2, and try and do this 6, which she'll need a 4 or more. And she's a bit nervous after her failings previously, so she's going to roll an extra dice, an extra white dice. Oh, even that wasn't enough. She's still failed. Very poor rolling. So for failing, she'll generate a noise token. But she really doesn't want to do that, so she's going to expend a stealth dice as per her ability to cancel the noise token. But she does still draw an event card. Disturbed. Place an alerted red alert level guard adjacent to the ninja. Because we're only in the yellow alert area, we actually downgrade the level of the guard we place, so we're still only placing a yellow guard. And we'll place him adjacent there. So Shizuki is out of dice. Could move, but now if moves, because there's a guard there, risks being detected. So I think the safe thing to do is just end Shizuki's activation there. Rogue will instead move on to one of the others. And as Yuto is kind of in the way of Katsumi, I guess maybe Yuto should be activated first. Or Katsumi could just go round. I think Katsumi will just go round. So we're going to have Katsumi go first. And we'll move 1, which is within a guard's area of influence. So generates a noise token. And then we'll move again. Now that doesn't generate another noise token because a noise token has already been generated for this guard this turn. So now that he is adjacent, he will attack. And stealth is kind of pointless at this point, but he's going to use 3 force dice. So he's rolled a 6, that's an automatic success there. So that is the guard killed. And of course, another noise token. And still has movement left. So we'll go 1 to there, use 2 to fade into the shadows, becoming undetected. And then we'll perform a search test on this token here. So he needs, what's he got? He's got -1, so he needs 5 or better. 2, so he failed. So he generates another noise token and also another event. And we have disturbed. Place an alerted yellow alert guard adjacent to the ninja. And he'll go there. And because of his ability, he does still have an attack available. He has a forced dice. So I think he's going to use it and try and kill this guy off so it's not interfering with Yuto's turn. So let's roll and see if he succeeds. He got a 2 with his +1 is enough. It beats the armour of 3 on the guard, but generates yet another noise token. Okay, so I think we're pretty much done now with Katsumi. Let's move on to Yuto. First thing to do, spend 2 movement tokens and fade into shadows. Then try and search here. So searching keeps going kind of badly. I'm going to use 1 extra dice. So we've got 1 stealth, 1 force. Boom, a 6, automatic success. So we reveal the token and it's a trap. Okay, well before we resolve the trap, we do get a card from the ninja deck and it is Sabotage. Discard a remains in play card from the boss playmat. So we're just going to sit this face down for now until we wish to use it. And the token will go into our pool. So we have 2 there now. And because it was a trap, the guard makes a force test using 1 dice against the ninja. So the guard got 5, which is then modified by reaction value. So 0, and the target is 4 plus the armour 5, so hits the target, which means he takes a wound and he's going to sit it on one of his force dice spaces, so he won't get that dice back in the next replenish phase. He does still have dice available, however. Oh, and for the trap, a noise token did get generated. So Yuto's now going to go 1 move to there. And then he's going to try and pick the lock on this door here, which is a plank door, so it has a target of 5. And he's going to use 2 dice. So he got a 2 and a 5, and he has no modifier, so he succeeds. So the door is removed. And he still has some movement left. So he will go 1, 2 into there. And that's the ninjas all activated. So we check for the end game. The end game has not been met. On to the guards once again. So noise tokens first. We've got 4 from Katsumi and 1 from Yuto. So we've taken from 2 ninjas. So we hit this symbol here, meaning we activate this power. So we alert 2 guards. And then we go 1 more. And we place these here. And this moves up 1. And we'll alert these 2 right here. And we're still in the yellow alert, so 6 action tokens. Then we have discarding and buying cards. We're a long way off doing an escape, so we'll discard that one and hoping we can get something better than the move. So let's discard both of those and we'll pay 2 action tokens to get 2 new cards into hand. And we've got teamwork. For this turn, all guards move 1 square extra when doing a move action. And advanced deployment, any guard recruitment this turn costs 1 more, but may be placed anywhere as long as no ninja is in their area of influence. So potentially useful, but at the moment I'm still waiting really to use these amber ones. But I think what I'm going to do, because we're now onto actions and cards, I'm going to play this reserve one. So that these 4 action tokens, if we don't use them, get to stay there. I'm doing that because we can't actually reach any guards yet, and I'm hoping they'll make at least one more noise, and then next turn we'll be into the amber, and we can bring out these guards just round the corner from them, and then do a really big heavy turn with lots of action tokens available. So yeah, as I say, I'm not going to do any actions either. So that is the guard turn done. So we flip this card, and if it wasn't for the effect of that card, we'd be discarding unused action tokens. So replenishing for our ninjas. Let's see, we've got dice back for Katsumi and movement. And Yuto gets his movement, but he doesn't get all his dice back. He gets his 2 stealth and only 1 force because of his wound there. And then get all the dice back there. And movement tokens. So onto their actions. And this time Rogue is going to start with Katsumi here and have him go 1, 2 into this room, and then try and perform a search. So this is a stealth action with a target of 5, but because of his -1, that means he needs a 6. So he's going to pull out all the stops and roll all his dice for this 1 search. And will fail. So failing means that a noise token does get generated, and that an event card gets drawn. And we've got Intuition, reveal the escape card and escape tokens to all players. Okay, so interesting. Me as the guard will now know what Rogue has to get to escape the board. So we have escape card of any. Oh, so that's very lucky for Rogue here, because if I'd known, that could have really changed up the game for her. So she can escape from any, so it doesn't really matter what they are, but we will reveal them. And Katsumi has a lot of movement left, but without any dice, I don't think it's worth using it. Might as well stay here and try and get that search done another turn. So Yuto next, and again we want to do some searching here. Now it's not as hard as it was for Katsumi, but he's not great, so he's going to use 2 dice, and he gets a 5, which is enough. So he succeeds, we flip it, it's not a trap, so that's 3 tokens now. We need to get up to 7 before we start doing mission tests. And of course, for successfully searching, he gets a ninja card. Silence. Use this card to cancel a noise token you created. So very useful. And he does have 1 final slot for an item to go in. And he has plenty of movement left because he hasn't used any. So he'll go 1, 2, 3, and he might as well try and do another search on this 4. A risky search because he's only got the 1 dice, but he does it with the 4, so that's another success, and it's not a trap. So we're up to 4 tokens now, and of course that means he gets another ninja card. What do we have? Shadows. For 1 complete move, there is no need to make stealth tests. So, interesting. But not really of much use to him, so he's just going to discard it. And then we'll move 1, 2 to there and end his actions, which just leaves Shizuki up here in the corner all alone. So first thing is, she's got this guard just here, in an alerted guard that she's in the area of influence of. So that's kind of a scary prospect. So first thing she's going to do is try and take out this guard. So rolling dice. She's going to use 2 dice. Oh, she had no modifier because she's not detected. But that's not enough because he's alerted. He has an armor value of 3, and she only got 2. So having failed the attack, a noise token is generated. And also, because of generating noise in a guard's area of influence, she is detected. Well, this is not a good situation. So she's going to use a blowpipe to try and attack him again, rolling 2 stealth dice. Because the blowpipe allows her to use stealth dice as if they were force dice. And you see, if this was the previous roll, that 3 would be enough. But because she's detected, she has -1 on force tests. So she's failed again. So yet more noise generated. And she's now out of dice. So she could run away, which would use up her movement and allow her to disappear, but would generate noise. I think she's going to do it though. She's going to go 1, 2, 3, so that she's out of the guard's area of influence, and because she moved while detected, she automatically failed her evade, so that generates a noise token. But she can now spend 2 movement tokens to fade into the shadows, where she's much more comfortable. And that's the ninjas done. So we check for endgame condition. We're still nowhere near, so on to the guards. And I get, let's see, 1 noise token from Katsumi and 3 from Suzuki. So only 4 again, but it's building up. So we gain noise tokens, so we move the turn track. And we took noise tokens from 2 ninjas, so we move into the Amber Alert. And we activate both of these abilities here. So let's drop these tokens down. Firstly, we place the dog model adjacent to an escape token. And secondly, Kenta is placed adjacent to a barracks token. So let's see where we want to play them. So the dog can go next to this escape token here, and Kenta is going to come in up here. Then our action tokens were now in amber, so we get 8. Then with cards, I will discard the one that's face down on the map because it's of no use anymore. And I'm liking these because we're into that Amber Alert now. +1 move I'm not so worried about, and the recruiting I'm not worried about. I might discard these in the hope I can get some more surprise type things out. So let's draw 3 more cards. So we'll use, well, we've got a lot of noise tokens. Let's use some noise tokens to draw 3 more cards. And we have the bells. Place a bell token on a closed door. Noise, noise, noise. Spend action points as though they were noise tokens until the end of this turn. And another advanced deployment, same as we had before. So only really that interested in the surprise ones. And moving into the playing cards and actions, we'll start both these cards. So we'll be placing 3 bushies out on the board. Now they can't be in They can't have a ninja in their area of influence, but that's the only rule. And their area of influence is 2 squares. And we'll place 1 here. 1, 2, 3, so just outside of his area of influence. And we'll place 1 here and here. And actions. And we're going to start by having an action token used on the dog for it to move 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then a second one for it to do a detect action. So its awareness is 5. So it rolls 5 dice. And, well, we've got a couple of 6s there, which are automatic successes. So that is detection done. So Katsumi has been detected. Then we'll use an action token on this Bushy here. Their movement is 2, so he'll go 1, 2. And then another action token to perform a melee attack. So he has a detected ninja in his area of influence, so he becomes alerted. So he rolls 1 dice for his melee attack, and he has +1. And Katsumi's armor is 5. So 4 + 1 is 5. That's a wound to Kasumi. And Katsumi doesn't want to lose his only stealth dice, so we'll go with one of the force dice covered up. But this guard's not done. I can't spend any more action tokens on him, but I can spend a noise token to do another melee attack. And we get 3 with the +1 is only a 4, so that's a miss. Now I can't do anything more with that Bushy guard, but I will use a token to move this one. And he's now got a detected guard, detected ninja, so he becomes alert. And then I will spend an action token to do a melee. And we get 3, so that's only a 4. Not enough to wound him. But I'm going to spend a noise token on him to do another melee attack. Still not enough. Right, well let's move on over here. We'll use an action token to move 2, and then an action token to perform a detect action. His awareness is 3, so he rolls 3 dice and fails, because the target there was 5. No, sorry, was 6 for Yuto, and so that's a fail. But I'm going to use a noise token, which means that he counts as alert. Not that that matters, it doesn't actually change his awareness, still only gets 3 dice. And he got a 6, so he successfully detected Yuto, which means he can exchange his noise token for an alert token, because he has a detected ninja in his area of influence. But no attacks left, so he can't press his advantage there. Now, I've got quite a few action tokens left to use up, but I think I am going to stop there and move on to the recruit phase. So with the 4 action tokens I've got left, I will recruit 2 more Bushies. And they can come over here, I think. Then in the end of turn, we'll flip these over. So the ninjas replenish, and Katsumi He's getting one less force dice now. And of course, we've still got a wound on Yuto. And no damage yet on Suzuki. That's right. There we go. So, who does Rogue go with first this time? Suzuki here is once more going to try doing a search. And because if she succeeds, she'll have too many items, she's going to use her adrenaline to use it as a force dice. So, she's going to roll 2 stealth dice and a force dice. And the highest result is a 4. But with her +2 in stealth, that does mean that she has enough. She has the 6. So has succeeded. So is it a trap? No, it is not a trap. So that's our 5th search token. And of course, she gets a ninja card, which is Sneakiest. Automatically succeed a stealth test. Very helpful. Then she'll move 2 to there, and using the blowpipe with a range of 3, 1, 2, 3, will attack this guard. And she's going to use 2 dice and has no modifier on this, so she needs 3 or more. Boom, a 6. There we go. Automatic success, and no noise generated because she used a stealth dice. So this goes away. And then 1, 2, 3 more movement. So she's got 1 movement left. And she doesn't have any dice to perform a stealth check here. But what she's actually going to do is use the bonus she just picked up to just automatically succeed the test. Oh, and it's a trap. Oh. Okay. But she did succeed, but being a trap means noise is generated. So she does generate a noise. She doesn't have any stealth tokens to get rid of it. And that means that the guard player tries to make an attack against her with a result of 5, and she has a defense value of 4 with +2 for her reaction value, so that's 6, meaning the 5 isn't enough to hurt her. And of course, for succeeding, she gets a new ninja card, and this time it is Decoy. Remove an unalerted yellow level guard from the board. So I think we'll get rid of this one just here. And as Suzuki has 1 move left, might as well have her move 1 to there. And next, Rogue will activate Yuto. So, first thing we need to worry about is this guard right here and the fact that he's detected. So, being detected doesn't actually affect his stats, luckily. So he's just going to try and fight this guard, doing a melee attack, and he gets a result of a 5. So the guard has a defense, because he is alert, of 4. So the guard dies. But that does generate noise. However, Yuto is now free to fade into the shadows using 2 movement. And then with his final dice, try and do a search here. So he needs 3 or more. Oh, and he got a 2. So that's a failed search, which means yet more noise and an event card. And we have Disturbed again. Place an alerted Amber Alert level guard adjacent to the ninja. So unfortunately, that's just undone everything he has done this turn other than the fact that he generated noise. So he has movement, but he doesn't want to risk getting detected, so he's just going to stay put there. Then Katsumi facing off against these guards here. Well, he's going to have to fight, I think. That's a given. But, you know, the fact that he's detected and they're alert is a bit of a down on that, but not much he can do. So he's going to first attack the central one, rolling 2 dice, and he gets both of 4s. So he has got a +1 modifier, and the Bushi, when alert, has an armor of 4, so he is killed. And he gets to keep a dice, so he'll keep his force dice. And then he'll do another action against the other Bushi guard here, rolling 2 force dice. He gets a 5 and a 4, which is enough to kill him. And unfortunately generates another noise token. It's been a very noisy round. So he gets one of these dice back, and I think he's going to use it to attack the dog. So 4, and the dog's armor is 4. So the dog is down. And unfortunately, that's yet another noise token. But he can now use 2 movement tokens to fade into the shadows. Now, unfortunately, he doesn't have any dice left to do a search, though. So that's going to be the ninjas done with. Game end conditions, we haven't reached any bells and we haven't completed the mission. So on to the guards. And starting with my noise token collection, we've got 3 from Katsumi, 2 from Yuto, and 1 from Shizuki. Very nice, lots of noise. Which means lots of movement here, so 3 ninjas with noise, 1, 2, 3. And any ninjas making noise, turn tracker goes up 1. So add this to the pile. And then my action tokens still in the amber here, so still getting 8. So that's 4, 6, 7, 8. Then discarding cards, well, we'll discard these. And do we want to discard any from hand? I mean, can't really afford to buy that many. We need to be kind of pushing the attack a bit. So, I don't think we'll discard any. And we will buy 2. So we have surprise, place a yellow alert guard anywhere. And raise the alert level by 1 and remove a guard from play. So I'm happy to do that. So moving on to the actions, we'll start with playing some cards. So we'll increase the alert level, putting us into the red level. So we can now get our final tier guards out, potentially. But we do also have to remove a guard. So I'm just going to remove one who's miles away. And then might as well use the surprise to place a yellow guard. And over by Katsumi here seems like a nice spot. Then let's place a bell. And over by Yuto here seems as good as anywhere. So starting the actions over here, we'll have an action token to go 1, 2. And then we'll use a noise token to do another 2, 1, 2, going through the door automatically, removing it from the game. So here is temporarily alert with a noise token there. Then this guy will do the same, an action token and then a noise token. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to use an action token here to try and detect Yuto. So awareness is 3, so he has 3 dice. And target is a 6 modified by stealth, which is nothing. So that's a failure. But it's okay, we'll try again with another action token. And we got the 6. So we have successfully detected Yuto. And now with him detected, we'll use a noise token to perform a combat challenge. So we need a 5 or more because of Yuto's armor here. So let's see what we can do. We have got a +1, so we need 4 or more on the dice. And we get a 4. So that is a wound to Yuto. And Rogue is going to cover up one of his stealth dice to keep this balance going, so he's got 1 dice of each. And we're going to use a noise token on Kenta here, my boss, to go 1, 2, starting him heading towards the ninjas. Then next we'll do the chubby guy over by Katsumi, so we use an action token to go 1 movement, placing him in our area of influence. We'll then use a noise token, becoming alert, to perform a detect action. So awareness while alert is 3, and his stealth modifier is -1, so we need 5 or more. Oh, look at that, a 6. So that's an automatic success. So we have detected Katsumi. Brilliant, because that means we can then use an action token, because we've only used 1 on him so far, to perform a melee attack. So he has no modifier, and Katsumi's armor is 5, so we need a 5. And we get the 5, so that is a wound. And Katsumi doesn't really want to lose his only stealth dice, so he's going to lose another force dice. So he's really low on dice now. So end of turn, we remove our noise tokens from our models, and we then flip any of these that are not remain in play, which is all of them. Rogues, ninjas get all their movement tokens back and refresh their dice. So at the moment, the only one not wounded is Shizuki. So who's going to be up first? Well, let's go for Shizuki over here. Now, I blocked off the whole way with the guards here. So she's actually going to go 1, 2, 3 over this way instead. Then is going to perform a search. Now, she really wants to succeed here, so she is going to use 3 dice. And she has a +2 modifier, which isn't needed because she got a 6 automatic success. So, what do we have? No trap. So she gets an item, well, bonus card, decoy, remove an unalerted guard from the board. Interesting. Well, I think it's going to be one of these guys. They're threatening there, so let's get rid of one of those. And we now have 7 tokens in our mission pile. So we do a mission test. Rolling a d6, we get a 6. So we've got 7 plus 6 is 13, and we reveal the mission because it had a target of 11. So the mission we have is steal. So we place the chest token, which is just here, onto the ninja's player mat. So goes in card slot 2 for Shizuki. The chest token needs to exit the board in order for the ninjas to win. The token is considered an item of equipment. If a ninja model carrying the item is eliminated, the token gets dropped. So all Shizuki needs to do is run away through any of the escape points because the card said so in order to win. So she's going to be making a desperate dash for it now. And the nearest escape point is over here. So she has free movement left. So she'll go 1, 2, 3. And then she has 1 action die left. So she'll expend this to get an additional point of movement. But she's not quite managed to get away yet. Then Rogue, with her infinite wisdom that could only ever be possessed by a cat, is going to do literally nothing with her other 2 ninjas. Because anything they do, they're detected, they're going to cause noise. But if they just stand there, nothing happens. So that's what they're going to do. So checking the game end conditions, obviously none have been met. So onto the guard's turn, and I collect, I would collect noise tokens, but for the first time in this game, there were none. So neither our alert level or turn tracker are going to move, and I don't gain any extra actions here. Spurdos do still gain 10 action tokens because we're in the red alert area. And then I'll discard these 3 cards here. And I need something desperately that's going to help me win. And I can't see any of these doing that really. The only thing I can do is try and stop them escaping with that token. So I need to get to them quickly as I can. So I'm going to discard these and buy more in the hope that I can get some extra guards out. So we'll discard all of the cards so we can buy 5 new ones. And we get Unprepared. A declared force test can only be performed with a single dice. Perfect Defense. Increase a guard's defense to 5 for an attack roll. Another Perfect Defense. Another Perfect Defense. I did shuffle these, I swear. And surprise, just what we needed. And it's a red alert. Perfect. Okay, so on to our actions, and the first thing I'm doing is surprise. And it's not really a surprise. Then I'm going to put him right here. And I'm not even going to do any actions with him because I just want him there to block that doorway. Then using Kenta's ability, because there are 2 detected ninjas on the board, I can do 2 move actions. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to move up behind Shizuki here. I'm then going to use a action token to do a detect action. So awareness is 3. And unfortunately Suzuki is very stealthy, so I'm going to need a 6, an automatic success here. Oh, and look at that, I only went and got the 6. So that means I can now see Shizuki. All the ninjas are detected. They're not very good at their jobs, are they, if they're getting detected? And of course, a detected ninja in his area of influence means he's alert. And I'm then going to spend a second action token, because I can spend 2 on him, to have him do an attack. So he gets 1 dice, he has a combat modifier of 1, and Shizuki has a combat modifier of, sorry, has an armor of 4. So I need a 3 or more on the dice. And another 6. So there we have it, that's a wound to Shizuki, which she'll just put on one of her stealth dice here. But he's not done. I'm also going to use a noise token to have him do an additional attack. Boom, another 6. Okay, another wound. And a bit harder choice here, but don't want to leave her without having one of the dice types, so we will go with a stealth dice lost. Then Kenta is going to do some moving. So he can have a total of 3 actions. So I've got 3. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, removing this door. So that's all 3 action tokens used on him. But I could then use a noise token, but this guy's in the way. So I think I'm just going to stop there and hope I've done enough to block the ninjas on their go. So end of turn, I just flip this. The ninjas then doing their diminished refill. Nothing really to do on these two because they just sat there last time. Shizuki needs all her movement back because she's going to need it. And she gets 2 dice. So 1 force and 1 stealth. We'll start with Shizuki, as all of Rogue's hopes are resting on Shizuki carrying this chest out of here. So first thing Shizuki's going to do is move 1, which is within his area of influence, and because she's detected is an automatic fail, generating a noise token. And she's then also moving into his area of influence, which, because she's detected, means that he becomes alert, and she automatically fails, generating another noise token. So that's 1 movement. Then she's going to go 2, 3, and then she's going to do a pick lock on this shoji door here. So she needs 2 or more on the dice. Double 5s, she's well and good. The door's removed. So she's moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She reaches the escape point and has left, taking away the chest. And that's it for the ninja's turn. We finish with the check endgame condition, and steal has been completed. Rogue and the ninjas win. And that is Rise of the Kage. I do hope you've enjoyed this video and found it useful, and of course if you have, please do check out the rest of the videos on the channel, as well as subscribing to the channel and sharing it with your friends and family. And do also take a look at us on social media. You can find us on Facebook and on Twitter. And as always, thanks for watching, and bye for now.